Hi, this is People, Places, and Things. This is Carol Church Gardner coming at you. We're finishing up the American Indian movies. Yes, Flags Over Our Fathers was one of the best ones I ever watched. It was rated R. It was 2006. Hour and 15 minutes. Got Clint Eastwood and Adam Beach on it. It's about how they fought in World War II, and they actually put the flag on Hiroshima Beach. Now, this is all about this. This is how we conquered. Actually, and it's to honor the ones that had, when they showed the fighting scene where they had actually put it up and how it went about. And actually, it shows you about how at the end it was. It's pretty well accurate because I do know that things could get out of hand because they had parties for him and all that. But the guys didn't want it, and then Ira Hayes, he starts drinking, he drinks himself to death. And I do know that part was true, where Ira was supposed to, drug himself, and he was in despair all the time, and he was depressed. And he would go to these functions, and he was so depressed because he lost his best friend through the battle. So that's what this one's about. It's good, and it's pretty well accurate. So you might want to watch that one. The New World. The New World is 2005. It's an hour and 52 minutes long, and it was PG-13. Weiss Stude plays in it, and Nora Tyler. Now, this one's about how Pocahontas was supposed to be when she was in the small town and what all happened. It was not quite accurate, but it shows you at the end she has a child and they're playing it out in England, and how she goes across the voyage of the sea. This one's not really pretty well accurate. I would say some of it is fairy tale, what I hear. What I heard was she actually dies in England at 14 or 12, around that age. She dies because she actually dies in a boat at the age of 21 when they're bringing her back. They actually stole her at one point in her life. Now, this, like when she was only 10 when she met John Smith. So this is not quite really accurate. So, yes, she did lay her head, but at 10 years old, across his head, because they were going to commence to, I guess, like bash it in. So really, this is a little accurate, but not quite accurate, just like Pocahontas on Disney. Or you can ask a Native American, it might be different. Okay, another one is Hostiles. Hostiles is rated R. It was made 2017. It's 2 hours and 15 minutes. West Stye plays in it. Ben Foster and Adam Beach. This is about a woman who actually starts out as a woman who is at her home. Indians come in, raid her house, kills her husband, kills her kids, leaves her alive, but she's a little wounded if I remember right. I watched this one a couple of years ago, so I'm not quite accurate. It's like a cavalry that comes in and they help bury her family, and then they help take her with him. When they take her with them, she ends up. They have to take this Indian man where his actual place of where he actually was actually a camp of the Indians. When they actually get there, he has cancer. He's dying. He helps fight against people who's trying to attack them. Some white guys come in. He helps them a lot, and he's dying, and his family's with him. He's got a young son, and his young son is there. And on the way there, some his people gets killed, and at the end, the woman actually adopts him after his father dies from the cancer. This actually shows you how it might have been back in the day when people wasn't really mad at Indians and they would take them in, but I know a lot of Native American people will take in a white kid or anything. That's just how we were raised. Even though you fought with them, but there was a lot of betrayal in one spot. We're talking about the Mormons. The Mormons had actually killed one time. They had actually had a whole bunch of a wagon train come through, and the Mormons they had on the History Channel had killed them. They went in, and these people went in, and they were trying to go actually like to California. They told the Indians that lived there they were going through, and they were going to steal more land. So the Indians or steal them or do something. So anyway, the Indians went in and fought them, and when they did, the Mormons went and shot more of the kids that was left, and then they kept the smaller kids. Well, one of the smaller kids remembered the occurrence on it, and this is kind of true. They ended up really getting after them. So they actually had court. The Mormons that did this massacre was actually punished. So yes, there was times when things would happen because somebody got greedy or whatever, or the Indians were afraid their land or whatever was taken. A lot of it was misconception back then. PG-13, Last of the Dogmen, 1995, an hour, 58 minutes. Kurtwood Smith, the one that played as Red Foreman's dad, the one that would say, "I'll kick you where your sun don't shine," but he would put it another way, he would swear. So, I can't swear because this is for kids. So, Stevie Reeves is on there, and this is about how somebody they found a couple of people, they were wanted, they were shot by arrows, they actually went in, they went behind this waterfalls, and I've seen just the little pieces of this, like towards not the very end, but like in the middle, and they end up finding out there's an Indian tribe, and they're not touched by, actually, society. So they live back like when they were years ago. They live behind the waterfalls. At the end, the people tries not to let the people that actually wants to come in, they try to stop them. It's kind of a good movie, and actually they were teaching them things about their society, and they were telling them what it meant in English and stuff. So this one, it's made up, but it's a good one. But the dog soldiers back in the day when it was at a camp or a tribe would have some sort of police, and that was called, usually on the plains, the dog soldiers. So they would actually come in, and they would do, like, policing. So if you had trouble, you went to a dogman, and they would actually do something about it. And so this is a little bit of a history lesson, kids. One of them is PG-13, The Long Ranger. This one's 2 hours, 29 minutes long. Johnny Depp and Barry Pepper. Yes, this one actually is a comedy. It's about the Long Ranger and Tonto, and how the story does not take the original one because it actually is a comedy. This one was kind of neat to watch because the guy would unbury, like Johnny Depp would try to bury the Long Ranger. The Long Ranger's horse would unbury him. And it would go so far as the horse actually doing weird things. It was just as nuts as Johnny Depp. So you had to watch this because of the horse and because Johnny Depp. It was so funny because the horse had been like Johnny Depp, and Johnny Depp actually went crazy. As a kid, he's seen his whole tribe slaughtered, which is actually sad on here. But it made it hilarious with him and the horse. The one thing about the original, John J. Silverheels, that played as Tano, actually was Native American. I found out in years he was Mohawk. He was the only one back then, the only one, guys, that played the true Native American Toll acting. The only thing is back then, we were replaced by Italians. So when you watch the movies, you're not watching a true American Indian back in the day. You actually watched Italians. So, I mean, and actually the talking was made up and everything. The drumming, the singing, the dancing. So, guys, it's nothing like what we do. Why a real Indian don't look like an Indian? Because you had Italians on that one. Thunderheart. Thunderheart is another one. This one's a rated R in 1992. Samuel Shepard and Tenzin Elk. These two play an excellent one. You gotta watch it. It's about a whodunit murder mystery. They call in an FBI agent. The FBI agent has to be actually American Indian to go on the soil. So the cops there, the reservation cops doesn't want to really can't get involved because this is actually a murder mystery. And actually, I remember watching this years ago. It was really good. It's a whodunit, and you find out how they're a little nasty to whites and why, and you find out the whole 9 yards. So this one actually was a good one. I sat there, I watched it, I liked it. I remember it was a good one, guys. It's a nail biter, so you want to keep on your toes because this is a nail biter. There's a guy named Johnny Lapierre. He was on a reservation. They found 2 FBI agents shot. They blamed it on him. He said he wasn't there. So all of the people that's Native American tries to fight to get Johnny Lapierre off of death row or whatever he's in there for. He's been in there for quite a few years. His birthday just came up a little while ago. Happy birthday, Johnny Lapierre. I hope you get out soon. Thank you, Connie Stockland. You got 2. Not 1, but you got 2 that was right for the plot twist. Yes, the Planet of the Apes landed right on the actual USA. On Earth. And yes, and you got number 2. Nicole Kidman was dead. Yes, and her their son and her daughter was dead. They thought they were others. Okay, this is Carol Church Gardner. I'll see you. Have a nice weekend. Thank you for liking, sharing, and making comments. And this was also a woman told me that I know, Melanie Redice. This is your day because you actually watched the Dogman. And you said Focus. I didn't get to watch that one. Sorry. I might have, but I might have forgot. Alright, so, and Connie, thank you. Everybody have a nice day. Have a nice Friday. See you Monday. Don't forget, Monday's a brand new one. So here you go. See us. Have a nice weekend.